But adding another jungler that is as powerful as Kindred, especially in the early game, definitely going to see her pretty soon.
And look at that already, as you can see.
Well, you can sort of see.
Well, so we actually have different feeds here. We're actually looking at a crowd camera like on our desk, so it's hard for us to look. But if we look forward, there's actually the pick and bans there. But yeah, the two junglers that Kiray's played to limited success, Elise and Kindred already off the table there. He's got to kind of play with the rest of them. Fior also off the table from Billy Boss. Meanwhile, Rise, Gangplank, pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, looks like Rek'Sai is going to rise in priority during this pick ban phase. We'll see if they want to expend actually a first pick on it, but there are so many things left up when you do kind of target like this.
And right away, the hover is Nidalee and taken away already for Dardoch there. This was something that he was so very good at back in the Challenger scene. And he's already got himself Nidalee. This is going to be a very strong champion with already so many bans, but it does leave Graves open. The fact that Graves and Poppy still not being looked at surprises me really greatly.
Yeah, and they actually don't even lock it in on the side of Dignitas on their first round either here, opting to get Kiwi Kid, his famed Alistar, and the Lulu, which could either go to either solo lane, but I feel like it's going to go to Shifter this time around.
Yeah, I'm honestly just incredibly surprised by the lack of seeing Graves right now in Champion Select. He's been such a high priority pick for so long, but right now, no one seems to care so far. Caitlyn picked up once again for Piglet. We've seen some good Caitlyn performances throughout the week, most notably Reckless. Yeah. Crushing on it.
And it also is following in that same pattern that I was looking at from last week, where Team Liquid are going pretty long range here. They have definitely the possibility of going with Poke again, and they can easily pick up a mid laner and support to complement that. Still build 2 Frost Queens and go for pick as well. Meanwhile, Dignitas, when you're looking at that, you always want some hard engage. They already have the Alistar, and here comes the Graves you're looking for.
And here comes the Marksman right now. So, yeah, how about a big front line speeding into a cow? Maybe right into the kisser. Riv could be shell-shocked for this one, but then Graves and Lucian for the damage from the back line. And now a flex pick for top and mid is left for them as they can look around at their composition.
Don't worry. Hey, they haven't locked it in. Everybody's going
that
crazy.
Hovers every single game.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure he's playing Caitlyn already.
Can I pick this?
But meanwhile, on Team Dignitas, things they've actually locked in. Lucian plus Lulu has had so much success. Not even just this season, but going back last season as well. So Graves for the early game. Lucian buffed up by Lulu here. Even provides a decent late game. It is going to put a lot of pressure on Kiwi Kid to land some combos, because he is the real playmaker. Everybody else is kind of follow-up damage.
Yeah.
And if they want to make a move on this Team Liquid lineup, it's going to have to come really from Kiwi Kid, it looks like.
You contrast that to the Liquid lineup, though, and they've got multiple playmakers here. They've got that Bard back on the roster here for Matt, but also this Lysandra that's going to go to what looks like Phoenix in the mid lane, so multiple ways to go in. And now it's Nidalee, and Caitlyn is the long-range damage, and then other people are the ones going in.
Yeah, interesting here. They actually moved Phoenix over to Initiation Champion. We'll see if he can pull that off. As you said, he can combo with Lorlo pretty easily, but Matt is going to get his Bard, and that has been huge for Team Liquid. Matt has had very, very strong Bard games, especially in comparison to the other supports that he has played.
Yep, 2/3 of all the Bard wins so far this split in NA are specifically from Matt right here. He's 2-0 in the champion. Could make it 3 here against Team Dignitas as they've locked in their last champion. A Trundle for the top lane up against Poppy, so 2 tanky people brawling it out up there in that lane. Lorlo versus Billy Boss, 2 of the rookie top laners this year in the North American LCS. And as the lineups are locked in, Kiwi will be playing Graves jungle. No surprise there. Shifter on the Lulu. The lineups are all cemented here. So Team Liquid playing something a little bit similar. Looking for ways to go in, looking for people to pick off. Team Dignitas, hope that Graves jungle will be what's going to work for Kirei.
Yeah, Team Liquid, they still have a lot of options as far as picking people off, like you said. So we'll see if they can control the vision to do that.
All right, well, guys at home, as always, you're part of the show. Send your Twitter votes in for who's going to win this game. Hashtag TLWin or hashtag DIGWin to @LOL Esports. And we are going to get ourselves into the first game of week 4. And these teams could start differentiating themselves. Team Liquid could have a winning record for the first time all year. And Team Dignitas could stop the slide. Here we go, into the game.
Yeah, Team Dignitas, they could tie up with Team Liquid, right? Very close in the standings right now, these two guys.
3-3 versus 2-4. And as we know, it's Going to be a battle of who can shape up in time for playoffs. Top 6 is the important part there.
Everybody fanning out for defensive wards here, it looks like, for the first steps of the game. Lulu Laugh, definitely still one of the best.
Goes on really long. I don't know. You ever run into those guys in dynamic queue where they just spam laugh the entire laning phase?
Yes, sir. That's when you call your support over who has the spell thieves to try and get some free gold to start off the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just write +27 in chat if I ever get that.
Okay, so since everybody got the defensive wards up, this is going to be a blind lane swap from Team Dignitas, it looks like. And it will not be matched. So we'll have opposite starts here for both teams. But they are actually both starting on their weak side jungle. And that should actually come out even.
Yeah, it should be totally fine. There's enough defensive wards that can spot the attempted invades. And we're definitely not seeing the supports try to invade for that. Instead, they're more likely to leash Krugs for their AD carry. So, yeah, completely the same starts for both these sides. Yeah. Absolutely.
And both of these junglers have a very easy time of clearing the jungle, so shouldn't be a problem for either of them, even though Kirei does not get a leash. He's Graves. It's actually kind of funny that they target ban him with both Elise and Kindred, but then give over Graves, who's so strong right now.
Yeah.
And Kirei will feel very comfortable on that champion. He's played a lot of it, you know, whenever it's not banned, obviously, for solo queue. It's kind of hard to grab him.
Sure. With Team Liquid, though, not even grabbing it in the first 3 picks, they seem to not really care about that and figure they have something in store for beating that champion. We saw both top laners walk into the lane to try to grab some XP before being pushed out by the enemy duo lanes, so the mirror actually continues here. Both these teams really playing the same League of Legends at the beginning of this game.
Yeah. Lorlo not able to get that minion, is a little bit, tiny bit behind Billy Boss, who was able to grab 3, but Lorlo's going to come grab some small wolf experience and gold. And you can see they're giving over the small camps to the top laner because, you know, there's no penalty for that. But the jungler should always take the large one. Yep. Because you do get that bonus experience off of your jungle item. And that way you get the maximum experience income for your team as a whole. Now both top laners mirrored. Very good mirror here from both teams. They're just going with the standard play. Should just be towers going down without action.
And if you ever want to be able to replicate this yourselves, if you ever find yourself in the situation at home, you're looking at about 3 minutes is when you meet up with this turret. Top laner's got to be there, the lane's got to be pushed. It's alongside the cannon wave. So if you ever want the specifics, 3 minutes is your time frame. And as we are seeing in competitive play, the junglers stay in the jungle. We just saw Graves finish off the red buff, and looks like Nidalee from Dardoch just took down the Scuttle Crab.
Yep. So they're going to continue. You should just continue to rotate towards your strong side. Now each team, you can obviously identify where the strong side is. That's where all of your team members are. And junglers continue to jungle on that safe side. Something you brought up earlier, though, you know, what they have in mind for the Graves. Team Liquid, they're drafting around a very long-range team that also has a lot of, you know, hard CC, which is good against Graves. So Lissandra can lock him down. Plus, they also can try and poke him down, stay outside of Graves' range until he's in kill range. In which case they can go for the CH.
Phoenix, whoa, waiting too hard to do anything. What? He flashed in for a root to set up for Dardoch. That's going to be a trade kill there. Good counter gank. But a solo kill from Shifter, all said and done.
Classic case of baiting too hard there. I might have to go back and look at the replay to see if, you know, flashing away would have actually let him live, because he did have Ignite on him. But all in all, very good there for Dignitas as they're able to make first blood money out of it. Yeah, he was probably dead anyway with that Ignite on him. So he just wanted to make sure that they got the kill. And it is an assisted kill, so pretty comparable. The only thing is that Team Liquid had to show their jungler for it and use some of his time.
I think actually Phoenix comes out ahead because he got to TP back into lane. They both burned that summoner.
Well,
and Phoenix got a bunch of XP for the minions.
Shifter didn't burn his flash, so
that's true.
There is a flash discrepancy in mid. I don't know if they'll actually be able to punish that because Lissandra does have the claw to get away, but they're able to make the gold fairly even there.
And so lane swap version 2 here. Both duo lanes went back to the other sides of the map. You're seeing Team Dignitas push down that bottom outer turret pretty quickly. Dardoch wanting to repeat gank this mid lane, and again, it's not hard to gank for Lissandra.
Yeah, it is scary since there's pink ward on the bottom side. They know that they can't chase into that brush, and Shifter is doing a good job. You can see, look at his positioning. He's hovering on the side. He knows he has vision.
But he's got a Graves nearby.
Yeah, you don't want to overchase as Team Liquid, so both teams making the correct choices there.
Yep.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to overchase into the side of the map that Dignitas have all of their team members on. And both mid laners playing this well, actually. I mean, it took a long
hugging
time.
their wards.
Yeah, even with standard lane swaps, it took so long for us to see mid laners actually hover the right side of the map.
Yeah.
And so many times you could get those sneaky kills early on in the game, but not this time around, and it remains fairly close. Decent lead for Team Liquid, but Shifter's going to grab some money at his tower here to catch right back up.
Missed one caster. It's fine. He's -3 CS, and it's actually a recall now from Phoenix that he can match the minion kills with, so he should be okay. Matt spots a aggressive pink ward in his jungle and says, "Don't you dare give vision." Smacks it down.
Yeah, it's a little bit risky to go solo walking through this side of the map, since Dignitas technically could still be there. If they were, it would be inefficient because they would be wasting time and taking a gamble on catching you when you come. But teams could go for that gamble. So there was a calculated risk there for Matt and Team Liquid. They don't pay for it because both teams are just going with standard swap right back, have their dual lanes, shove up the waves. Piglet's actually getting the jump here on this shove, and Dignitas are answering, bringing their duo back down to catch this at the secondary turret. So they're going to go for the defense. In order to do that, they might need to call their jungler over here and have Graves to help out with some wave clear, because Caitlyn, she's, even though it's really early in the game, still has the range advantage, still can poke you really well at the turret. And Bard can actually add a decent amount of damage. Matt does go Thunderlords. I didn't check this game, but I'm 90% sure
safely assume he went
with
for
the
it.
same.
Yeah. Also, Team Dignitas on the correct side of the jungle to grab a blue buff on the spawn. So at 7 minutes, they had all already shown up here. And look at that. Everyone able to knock this one down pretty quickly. Headshot saved. Dardoch will spine take away the blue. And a dissimilar situation for Team Dignitas. They don't have any pressure on the top side there. So Team Liquid getting the better of this, and a dragon on the backside too.
Yeah, one step early here for Team Liquid on the lane swap, getting the Caitlyn shove down bottom, and it earns them the dragon with very little given up to try and grab that. So even though the buff isn't extremely powerful, especially early game, it's actually Lorlo getting collapsed on here. This may be what they give up for it.
He's spotted, gets a charge into Kire, who now can't use quick draw until that time's out.
Might have to burn flash if Shifter would make his way all the way down there, but even so, doesn't even have to burn flash. They don't give up really anything for the dragon, and Kire actually didn't even get much of a farm advantage since he went for that gank. So Dardoch not even behind. He's actually still a bit ahead in CS on Nidalee.
Yeah.
And can continue to power farm here.
But they are going to have to pay for a top lane freeze right now. There's a huge minion wave up there that Billy Boss has just freedom to freeze. 19 to 32 CS right now. That will balloon. But they're going to make a play on the other side because of that freeze. Lorlo is here behind the team. Apollo and Kiwi Kid now getting attacked by Dardoch and Co. A good flash, but he's still inside the steadfast presence. Now he can dash away. They get a lot of damage away from this Nidalee, but they've stayed alive for now. They dodge the stun from Matt, and now Shifter is here. But somehow the snipe comes through and picks up a kill. Magical Journey away. They stun up Shifter. Wow, 2 kills for Team Liquid. Make that 3. 2 javelins for Dardoch.
Holy, Dardoch, the sniper here on Nidalee, grabs 2 kills with the long-range spears. I was going to say, oh, Lorlo didn't want to flash for that to commit for the kill on Apollo, but he cleaned it up anyway. And the collapse there from Phoenix from mid lane first means they just completely roll over this early game. Team Liquid jump out to a huge lead after that play. And
that seems so strange. Team Dignitas did not even call for the teleport from Billy Boss despite being their own lane. There are minions and turrets to TP to, and he never shows.
Yeah, so this is always, you know, the cost that you're going to see if there is a freeze. You have to worry about a play on the other side of the map. And this pink ward here in the brush that Dignitas did not check is what Lorlo used to get in. There's the spear. Apollo cannot dodge it. Yeah, Matt even able to get himself out. And Phoenix comes over.
And look at this. Dignitas are running in, trying to fight. That's even the reason these last 2 champions died.
Yeah, they got
without ever calling Billy Boss in. Well, it was worth 25 CS. Billy Boss is winning his lane.
Well, I don't know. With Apollo going down so quickly, I don't know if, you know, how early they could have called for that. I guess as soon as they saw it, they could have called it for it and maybe been able to save his life. with some pillars, well-placed pillars maybe.
Yeah. Oh, you could pull the Grift Herald out a little bit too far, but Herald doesn't like to leave his home. So he walks back in as the hermit he is. They kill him anyway.
They do give the buff over to Dardoch on the jungler.
One for
all as well. However, he missed the Scuttle Crab with the spear right after that.
Wow. Well, Scuttle Crab still has better jukes than Team Dignitas.
That's true. He's had higher accuracy hitting Team Dig members. Oh, just missed one there. Just kidding.
Oh, all right.
All right,
well,
they're
all
going to
ruined.
continue the press here up top, all the way into the turret. But recalls for everybody. Team Liquid with a very big global gold lead this early in the game.
Yeah.
They should be able to transition this into killing the mid turret, and that's going to mean a lot of early ward control for them. So maybe we'll see a second sight zone. Nah, okay, so just one sight zone coming out from them. They still are sitting on all these yellow trinkets, though.
Yeah.
People are just now closing in on the level 9, but they're going to get a lot of deep vision on Dig here. Now it's up to Dig. They're going to try and wave clear, look for that singular opportunity to try and make use of the teleport, because they do have teleport advantage. That's one thing that they have, even though it's gone heavily in Team Liquid's favor.
True. Their playmaking is in the hands of Shift. They're buffing up Kiwi Kid. Maybe Team Dignitas can get in on something. Dragon 2 minutes away from spawning right now. 13:49 will be the timer. As wards go down, and Team Liquid looking to defend top lane, as there is a big wave here and 3 members of Team Dignitas. Make that soon 4, as they've also brought Lulu over. And as you mentioned, TP is available.
This would still be a 5-on-5, though.
Huge stun, a lot of damage. Bartley hits 3. Here comes the teleport. They've got to win this fight, or it's all curtains for them. A big stun comes in, but Dardoch has already picked off the AD carry. A dash away. There's going to be another stun coming through. Kiwi trying to stay alive, but Lorlo is way too tanky. A double kill, and now a third kill. A fourth as they knock down Kiwi Kid. This is a clean fight for Team Liquid.
Yeah, man, this is actually just a massacre. It's not even, it doesn't even look risky. Oh, man, I actually like the taunt there from Dardoch rolling over on Nidalee mid chase. But yeah, and that just kind of speaks to, it doesn't even feel risky. It doesn't even feel like this is a tough game there. Using the teleport, what you want to use is try and get a numbers advantage. That was teleporting into a 5-on-5. So you don't even really gain anything with that teleport. And Dignitas try and fight that, but man, that was such a clean fight there from Team Liquid. It looks so relaxed.
Absolutely.
Matt was able to delay the engage there by a well-placed Bard ultimate, and Lorlo didn't have to do any unnecessary tanking. He was going to have to take maybe 2 seconds of DPS from 3 members to tank for the rest of Team Liquid to get there, but because of the invulnerability from the Tempered Fate here from Matt, he ends up full life when he comes out. So right now they just want to buy a little bit of time. Lorlo uses his ultimate to buy time. They're able to chain right off of the Poppy ultimate there as well. And then even though Matt misses the binding right there, a little bit off kilter, man, with Phoenix coming in the AoE, then the magical journey to follow it up. Yeah.
Yeah, Team Liquid firing on all cylinders, really. Even the prep for that fight was so good. You mentioned the TP advantage. No one was bot lane.
Exactly.
All of Team Liquid were like, oh, Eternal's bot. We've seen this play before. They're going to push top, and everyone was there.
Yeah, it wasn't even really an advantage. Good tiny sidestep right there, but that is not going to save your life. And Team Liquid are getting better and better every week. Every game, really. Well, except for last week when they had started out with a great game and then
it's okay.
And then struggled a little bit.
They
but
won.
man, yeah, this is going to continue their streak, it looks like.
Yeah. 0-3, maybe 4 in a row here. I mean, this is a huge lead. 9 kills to 1, 6,000 gold up at 14 minutes. That's a pretty good one here.
It's crazy how bringing in Matt and Dardoch just completely changed the face of this team.
Yeah.
The shot calling duo from the Challenger squad, Team Liquid Academy.
Yep.
They're also the playmaking duo.
Largely, yeah. They're the only guys with with 8 out of 9 kill participation on the team. They are doing most of the heavy lifting here.
I mean, yeah, the early game here was really, the giant lead did come from those spears that Dardoch was able to land.
Yeah.
As well as the coordination. Everybody collapsing there. Team Dignitas trying to hold on. See if Shifter can do some wave clear.
Yeah, they're going to need some really strong grip strength here. Maybe the Rock Climbers holding on is going to be hard here. Team Liquid pushing in for top lane tier 2. They've already got 4 turrets to the 2 of Team Dignitas. Make that 5 turrets now, and the stun on to Kiwi Kid, staying probably longer than he needed to. Pop's guilty to run away, but he still lost a ton of health for this one.
Man.
A great bind from Matt into the Javelin, into the near kill on Shifter.
That bind onto the 2 backline carries just perfect. They're chunked out, so even though they don't get a kill off of it, they get so much tower damage because mid and AD carry have to fountain.
Jeez. Well, they're going to look for a little bit more here as the next wave comes in about 15 seconds.
This is like an Immortals level
Yeah.
of domination here from Team Liquid in this
Totally
game
agree.
so far.
And they got measured advantages. They say, you know what, we've cleared the wave, they've all healed back up. We don't need to keep playing the Siege game. There's more that we could do for this game.
And I actually like their focus on Rift Herald. This is something I take a lot in solo queue, and I think more people should try and take it in solo queue. Something people don't value is it actually does give global gold. It's only 50 per champion,
Yeah.
but still, that's 250 gold for your team, you know, plus this buff, which is actually quite strong for the individual member you can put it on. If you can put it on an assassin, you know, make some plays there, or the jungler to just increase his gold income by increasing the clear speed.
Yeah. The gold value is roughly half a kill worth. If a kill is 450
exactly.
gold with kill and assist.
And it's a lot
There's 250.
easier to take now, you know, with the nerfs to the damage.
Yeah.
As long as you have 2 people and you can get the true damage from attacking them in the eyeball.
Totally agree. Here's a did you know that I'm actually pretty confident on. If your team kills Rift Herald and the enemy team comes in, they can't steal your sigil. It'll stay on the ground until a teammate of yours comes to pick it up. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like I've stolen it before.
Okay, maybe I'm actually wrong.
I don't know. This was the last Rift Herald. Did you know you had was
yeah,
wrong.
that was actually wrong.
And I have a feeling that this one's wrong
Yeah,
too.
I just
but
need to stop
we'll have to
trying.
get somebody to check that because I feel like you're 0 for 2, Freak.
Okay.
On Rift Herald, did you know? I have an actual good Rift Herald, did you know?
Okay,
that
please.
I know is true.
Okay, Kobe.
Did you know that Rift Herald is actually a scuttle crab that was transformed into the Rift Herald due to the barren power that emanated from his pit? That's just lore-based, and I know
Wow.
it's true because I read it off of
This
the
is the
release
only lore thing you've ever known.
Yeah, true. So he's actually just a scuttle crab. Easy to take, right?
Yeah, uh-huh. I mean, with how much he dodges skill shots, you'd think
He's the Ninja Turtle of scuttle crabs.
Which one would he be?
Donatello, because he's purple.
Oh, nice. Hey. Did you know Donatello's purple?
Yes, sir. All right, well, let's get back to this game because it's really a crushing, looking like a crushing defeat here for Team Dignitas. They're trying to hold up in the base. They have been able to hold on to inhibitor turrets, but man, the siege is actually so strong from Team Liquid just because of the comp that they drafted in the first place. You know, when they get so far ahead with a Nidalee
And a
with
rapid
all
fire
of the
cannon
kills,
Caitlyn.
those spears at your turret, if one of them lands on them.
Oh, well, that
carry.
bind's going to land, and they don't go in, but they chunk the entire team to half HP, or at least 2 members down. Mid lane 2-2 has gone 6 turrets.
Again, you get this huge chunk, you get the objective. Guaranteed, especially with the Caitlyn traps lining the turret right here, so they don't really have to commit. Lorlo's getting plenty of farm on the bottom side, and they're waiting for him to push up. It's just, they're pretty much just doing house cleaning right now for Team Liquid.
Yeah, really excellent
picking
game.
up gold across the map.
Well, Coach Loco Doku been working with the team for a few months now. And the 3 rookies and the 2 steadfast Koreans. I mean, Phoenix and Piglet were very good all last year. They were, some of the big rocks of the team. And 3 rookies and a new coach to the team, so we did coach TSM last year, have come together to be what looks like a powerhouse right now. Team Liquid have really taken shape in the last month.
Definitely agree. And sometimes we see games like this stall out, even with these super giant leads. But due to them having Nidalee, Caitlyn, as well as the ability to dive with Bard plus Lissandra. Now, the reason I mentioned Bard plus Lissandra is because not only can Lissandra initiate, everybody knows, oh, she can ult herself, go invulnerable, but Bard can make the turret invulnerable and turn off your turret. So your turret dive is so easy with this comp. I mean, it would only be easier if they also had Alistar, I guess, maybe.
They could buy an Ohm Wrecker, keep it going.
It's just looks so scary here for Team Dignitas just because there's so many tools that Team Liquid have to end this game. And let's see if they actually push in. They have actually not been able to end it before 20 minutes, though, so not Immortals-esque, I guess.
Not quite Immortal status. A third of all Immortals games ended by this point, which is scary to think about. That Team Liquid looking for their push on, and Rapid Fire Cannon was already done. Infinity Edge now added for Piglet, who actually went Zerka Greaves, which is now actually the exception more than the rule on AD carries. Move speed normally actually more valued with how cheap Boots of Swiftness are right now.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's going to have to do much kiting, though, so more attacks on the front line, pretty easy for him to pull off. And yeah, he's got that 2-item power spike already. I don't think we need to go over the power spikes for Team Liquid just because they're so ridiculously far ahead.
Yeah.
And it's more about, you know, how do they decide to close the loop? Are they actually going to go for that siege and try and whittle down one of the inhibitor turrets? Or
yeah, they really haven't tried, though. They've had multiple opportunities to play the dive the inhib game, and they've decided that they'd rather play the map, stack up now their 3rd dragon. Baron just spawned a minute ago, so maybe that's the play these guys might look to go for.
Yeah, so far they've been just doing the kind of housekeeping, clean up the map, get all of the gold, and further increase their gold lead that way. They do, as we said, have multiple ways to pick you off with this comp, with the Bard and the Lissandra. So they could go for a Baron bait. I mean, the choice is theirs as far as the route they want to go with to end.
Right now it's killing wards away.
Yeah, it looks like they will just set up here for Baron bait.
There are no wards that can spot Baron or many of the brushes leading up to Baron. There's 2 like near the river right below the screen, and that is it.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is they would take a decent amount of damage if they wanted to actually start the Baron, because, I mean, Lorlo can kind of tank it. It's just so early in the game that this would be the one hope for Team Dignitas. Team Dignitas, Baron has so often been their downfall. If Team Liquid started up and take a lot of damage from it, that could be how they come back. But they just go for the pick here. See if they can burn Kiwi Kid's ultimate is what they're looking for.
Now with the Javelin miss, it means he will not have to burn the ulti here. But another sweeper from Matt will get rid of these wards. So once again, we're in absolute dark. There are literally no wards in what could be classified the top jungle or the Baron area.
Yeah, and they just return for another little bait attempt here. Double pink wards still stand. Team Dignitas, they actually might make the call for them since they're so far behind to swap out another one of these sweepers and get another blue trinket. The only reason they haven't done it, I think, is because Kiwi Kid is only level 8.
Yeah, you couldn't even get one if you wanted to.
So that's makes it rough.
Kiwi would have to be the one. He actually hasn't even gone Warrior Enchant. He ran right into Maul of Mordius just to try to not die to Nidalee and Lissandra. That's how behind
Team Dignitas do have their teleport. This could be their one hope to try and get back in it.
Well, multiple wards over the wall so they can see what's going on here, which does leave up the opportunity for a steal. Nice dodge by Apollo to not get hit up by the Bard ulti.
Yeah. Even with a giant lead here, Team Liquid's slowing down a little bit, getting hung up on this Baron. I really do think that they could make progress if they sieged up.
I agree.
They have so many siege tools.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Baron bait, while they do, have these pick options, it's still a little risky there, as you can see, because even if the chance is small, if you mess that play up, that's how a team will get right back in this game. That's how Team Dignitas will come back, get a couple kills, maybe even steal the Baron and be right back in it.
All right, how long will it take for Team Liquid to stall out? Because a 10,000 gold lead slowly starts to mean less as time goes on. Of course, it's still a very large lead, but as Team Dignitas stack up, they can maybe start catching up for fights. Another blue buff steal. Team Liquid pretty much just absorbing the jungle. And this time around, they've actually got a flank on Billy Boss.
He is going to have to go on a long run here.
Blue Trinket spots him. They know exactly where Trundle is and where he's heading, up toward the mid lane. Piglet's going to head off as well.
He's actually kind of getting out.
He's flashing. Matt and Phoenix are around. Q's not going to hit just yet. There's the ulti. That's going to let the team stack up. And Team Dignitas have to let Billy Boss die. Culling barely even breaks Lorlo's shield. Actually doesn't even do that.
Yeah. Almost made the great escape. Now that they have the kill, they can go try and force it at Baron once again. I mean, I think they're going to do actually the split as well. Remember that Billy still has teleport, though, and this is so early in the game that the death timer's not that long. So if they don't force quickly, then Billy will be right back up.
And Team Dignitas just fighting to get their wards up as best they can. I think actually Kirei should swap his red smite for a tracker's knife as well, since they need the wards so desperately. It would only cost him like 200 gold to switch what kind of smite he's got.
Only 200 gold when you're so far behind is hard to part with.
Yeah, I suppose you're right about that, but it's going to be the attempt for Baron right away. No stopping it. Team Dignitas afraid enough of the fog of war, and now in comes the team. Liquid gets the root onto Kiwi Kid. Nice knock up, nice push around on his Phoenix, but he's just too durable. There's no damage to be dealt. Now a flash from Kiwi, but the ulti's going to end in a second. Another Javelin hits the backside. Phoenix going in once again.
Kiwi lives.
Yep,
Small
0 for
hope.
0, but Baron picked up. Team Liquid can recall, heal up, and play the Siege game.
All right, so talked about the Siege tools that they do have. Now they're going to be buffed up by Baron. Is there anybody working towards a banner? Not really. Not going to be that big of a deal.
Well, we're 40 seconds away from Dragon number 4 right now. We don't have timers inclined, unfortunately, due to a bug, but
That is
tracking those in Spectator. But Dragon's up in a second, literally 30 to be exact.
I didn't even notice how diligent Team Liquid were with their Dragon stacking.
Yeah, it's been like 30 seconds down every time.
This is one of the quickest Dragon stacking games that we've actually seen too.
Yeah. It took them about 5 minutes to make this whole Baron thing work. They started playing the beta around 20 minutes. They finally made it work out. They picked up 1 kill and took a bunch of jungle camps in the meantime. Yeah, Dragons have been stacking just with impunity, and Team Dignitas know to not even try to stop that. And the gold lead actually has been growing. It's up to 12K now. And a lot of that being, of course, the Baron pickup, as they just mostly trade farm back and forth. A lot of the gold's been going to Apollo. If anyone's going to sort of dig them out of this hole, pun not intended, it will be Apollo.
Really? Not intended? You expect people to ever believe that it's
Yeah.
not intended?
Because using dig as the pun is just...
You
it's just
paused
lame.
before you finished this.
Because I said it and realized what I had said, because I'm that quick. You know, I'm so smart. I realized it was a pun.
All right. Well, tell me this, freak.
Yes.
When are they going to take the first inhibitor? What time?
27, 28.
All right. 27, 28. Counting down.
I'm going to be wrong. I'm so gonna be
Spears
wrong.
come in. Will Dardock land one? He's looking for the full range on Apollo. The Caitlyn traps, look at this. You can't even
man.
walk in here.
And Piglet is getting occasional autos. Of course, red buff does true damage, so it breaks through backdoor
The
bonus.
cannon minion, slow but steady.
Here we go. Pushing in. Turret's going to go down. Team Dignitas, will they give up the inhib? Looks like they're going to have to.
Oh, looks like
Matt
they
puts the
overshot.
ulti. They're not quite going for the dive.
Oh.
And 5 seconds off. I get that one.
What? What?
Oh, come on.
No margin of
Plus
error.
or minus 5 seconds? That's crap.
Team Liquid gonna rotate towards mid. Double or nothing, freak. Inhib
If I
number
get a
2.
margin of error? Fine, 28-12.
All right, here comes the Baron buff is actually should last this whole siege as well for them. It's about to run out, but they can take it down so quickly.
All right, Colin comes across. We'll get a couple of minions down. I take back the bet because Kiwi Kid goes in and tanks up as much damage as he can. But there's the dive in towards Shifter. Got him down the half. Phoenix taking up, pops the Zonias. Kiwi Kid ulti is gone. It's a split fight here, and Apollo has already picked up 1 kill. 28 minutes in, Piglet getting some damage. Billy Boss knocked around as well, trying to tank up against Lorlo, who's in a bit of a 1v2. The team coming around. Javelin won't quite land out of a champion, but they are chasing Team Dignitas out of the base. The push in, Billy Boss will go down, and Kiwi Kid forced to run. Lorlo's still going for this kill. The rest of the team, though, is inside the mid lane. There's the stun. There's the pickup. Kiwi Kid is gone. Dardock is godlike. He's got him.
Just checking all the corpses.
28-24 was the inhibitor going down. I was off by 12, sadly, but it's still Team Liquid absolutely crushing it. Double inhib down before 30 minutes. 7-0-4 for Dardock on Nino. They first picked the champion for him. You can see why. And 12 out of 13 kill participation for Matt on this Bard. He will be 3-0 on this champion at the end of the day, it looks like.
Yeah, it was
Start talking about target bans.
2 main plays really that dictated the entire game. First, right out of the lane swap, that bottom lane collapse from Team Liquid got them such a big mid-game lead. And easily able to transition that. All right, so trap's all set up. Makes it hard for Kiwi Kid to make his play. That's what Team Dignitas were looking for. As he said, you know, it all relies on Kiwi Kid making some miraculous play, but they're so far behind. They can just run straight past the turret. And we know how this chase ends. Orlo gonna keep it up here. He goes for the flash charge into this wall, but a little bit short, doesn't even matter.
Gets the ice port slow, it's good enough.
Easily able to chase him down.
Another BF sword and a static shiv added for Piglet, so he's really just gonna stack the Energize, which is actually quite nice. It gives him
Yeah,
a bit of
you don't get it on the same attack anymore, but you do get it on your second one, so you can still make use of them both.
Push back and around. Looks like Billy Boss is around on the wings, taking plenty of damage right here. Dardock's got to pop the Zonias to stay alive, but they've already picked off Kiwi Kid. He goes down without even ulting, and now to the back line they go. Plenty of damage dealt off. Shifter and Kira going to be so easily picked off now as well. There's the leap. There's the kill. Dardock wants Billy Boss. Wow, just crushes everybody.
Oh my, Dardoch gonna get another
He's gonna
one.
make it 3, 18-1. It only took 30 minutes.
Who's got Dardoch in fantasy? 10-0-6 Nidalee.
Wow. Team Dignitas only got 2 turrets thanks to a lane swap and 1 kill from Shifter's First Blood. That was it. No assists on the team, no dragons, no barons, no chance. Team Liquid crushed it.
Very convincing win there from Team Liquid. Strong early game. And yeah, Matt able to add another Bard win to his resume.
Very impressive stuff here. Team Liquid up to 4-3. Depending on how the day shapes up, they could actually end up, I believe, in a tie for second. There's a bunch of 4-2 teams that I think can all lose. I haven't looked at the schedule that closely, but certainly these guys are now within knocking distance of a podium position in the regular season.
Yep.
The Team Liquid had ended last split, I believe, as the first place team in regular, and then didn't do quite as well as they hoped in the playoffs.
Yeah, with so many teams, you know, having these huge off-season changes and still roster shuffling as we work in towards the first couple weeks of the season, they're definitely climbing out and separating themselves from the pack ever since they've settled on Matt and Dardoch, as well as Lorlo being locked in.
Well, there's going to be a fun test for them tomorrow. They face Immortals. And they've had a string of playing lower tier teams, right? Echo Fox, Impulse, Dignitas, right? Not the most difficult of opponents. They did knock down Energy, which is pretty impressive. So then if they also knock down Immortals tomorrow, it's like, well, in week 3 they beat Energy, in week 4 they beat Immortals. Okay, top team.
That's the thing. Everybody right now is looking to prove themselves against Immortals because obviously they're 6-0. They're sitting at the top. Everybody wants a shot at them.
Yeah.
CLG get their shot today, a little bit later, and Team Liquid are going to get their shot tomorrow.
And that's going to be so much fun to watch. I mean, this is what it's now come down to, is as the teams finally have shaped up, at least for most of these teams. Even Impulse now have their full roster together for today. That'll be nice. Now they get to say, okay, now who's the real good ones? Immortals started out strong. Who else can challenge now that these teams are warmed up, now that the roster's ready to go? We'll see a lot of them do battle in the near future. That'll be a whole bunch of fun. But for now, going to send it on to Riv, who's standing